Good morning, everyone. I am off to run some errands real quick. Today is a bit of a very hectic, to be honest. Not hectic, just busy, just full, you know, trying to change the language I use around certain things. Just a very full day. So hold on, let me get in the car and not spill this hot coffee all over my chest. Okay, so yesterday we had our first big heavy rain since we moved into the house. And I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram where I posted and talked about it, but we got a leak in the roof, or in the ceiling, in the kitchen. We're able to handle it sort of quickly, and in terms of getting a roofing person out here to tell us what the problem is. He will be back either today or tomorrow to actually repair the drywall. And then I'll show you guys, because I knew that when we were looking at the house and I saw that it had this like flat deck on the second floor, I thought, that's gonna be interesting when it rains. Like, how does that work? But you know, the house has been around for a really long time, so obviously it works in some capacity. So anyways, the long and short of it is, it does have like a pitch to it, so it should help the water run off, and it did. The water was running off, but there's certain areas where the sealer that they use on it, as it goes through a season of heat and cold, so it expands and contracts and then it cracks. So the roofing guy said he's been using this new like more of an industrial type product on roofs like this, and it's more of a silicone based product, and so it expands and contracts with the heat and with the cold instead of cracking. So that is, we're gonna have to have all of that like replaced and put up there with that silicone product. So hopefully that will help prevent any further leakage from that flat roof. So yay. So now I'm running to like a power tool equipment type store to get a bush cutter, a brush cutter. Basically, you know, you have like a weed whacker with a string on the end, that's what cuts back weeds. Well, they also make like brush cutters, underbrush cutters, bush cutters that have blades, and they're meant for cutting back more than just a little bit of grass. So as you guys know, we've got to clear away from the fence line. So I'm gonna look for one of those. I need to get everything for BB-8's birthday party tomorrow. We're just having my parents and my sister and her kids over. Due to everything with the virus and stuff, we're just not doing like big in-person party stuff or anything like that. But I still, because my sister and I each have so many children, I still have to go to like Sam's Club, Costco, and shop as though it is like a typical birthday party for the average sized family, I would say. So I've got to run, go do that, and then I have to go make sure that the structure, you guys have seen the llama barn, and we also are adding another little mini barn on into the barnyard area. This one will have it has a roof and a hayloft and doors that close, because these critters that are going to live in there, we want to be able to lock up at night with like close the doors, nothing can get to them. It's got windows and everything for ventilation. It's got vents at the top. I'll show you guys the structure. But I need to get all of those structures placed before we build the fencing around it. So that's the plan. Here comes Shelby riding down to the garbage cans, she's been cleaning the litter box of her critters. And so she's taking that to the garbage. I will introduce you guys to those critters today. I think I've only vlogged one time since they got here. So we did add 2 more new critters. I will introduce them to you guys when we get back to the house. And they are so sweet. These ones took some serious convincing on the behalf of my children. I've always thought that they were like, oh, that would be a cute, you know, pet to have. But it did seem like a little like step too far, you know, initially when we first started talking about it. Shelby has been asking for this pet for probably since she was about 6 years old. So she's been asking for this particular animal as a pet since she was about 6. I've always said, when we move out to a farm, when we move out to a farm, when we move out to a farm. Well, then when we started, you know, actually moving towards this process, she immediately was like, you said when we moved out to a farm, so can I get this particular critter? And I was like, oh man, I did say that, didn't I? So long and short, she did a ton of research. Both girls did when they came to us with like certain animals that they wanted to add to our critter cabana. Shelby had done a ton of research. She even made, I should see if I can insert it, she made an iMovie on the computer teaching us all about these animals and how to care for them, because she just wanted to prove to us that she knew everything there was to know about how to care for them. And I have to say, she has really blown me away. Both of them have, Kennedy and Shelby both, with their knowledge of these different types of animals and the best ways to care for them and things that I never knew. So she taught me a whole lot, and we are obviously still learning. We're not going to do everything perfectly, but we are doing our best and doing a lot of research and trying to do the best that we can by the animals that we add to the property. So yeah, I need to also update you guys on the cat. So we'll get to all that. Let me get going on my errands, so this is not just a 20-minute car vlog of me updating on all these things. Let's get moving, and as we move through the day, I'll update you guys on these different things and where we're at. All right, I'm home from Sam's Club for party supplies. And a few other errands, which did not unfortunately result in everything I needed them to, but that's okay. So bread, hot dogs, chips, some other things that just, I haven't been to Sam's Club in forever. And apparently I still have a membership. I thought it was expired, but I still had one. Chips, got some of these cookies, and then the pizzas from Sam's Club are actually really, really good. We had them at my parents' house because they have Sam's Club close to them, and so yeah, anyways, the Sam's Club pizzas are really good. So I got 2 of those for us to have for dinner tonight, and then cookies for the party tomorrow. Again, just remember there's like a million children between my sister and I, so I couldn't find the mold that I wanted with the toppers and everything that would ship in time. So I just got this at Sam's Club because it's got this little cake in the middle, which I thought would be perfect for him for his little first birthday cake, and then the cupcakes for all the rest of the kids, this and the flat tray. Then I had to pick up a Staples order, some curriculum stuff for Miss Rosie Rue. We're trying a new curriculum with her. So picked that print order up, and then I went and stopped by the little local paint shop and purchased a gallon of paint for the guest bathroom. That's my first renovation project. I'm starting small and doing this guest bath down here. As y'all can see, this is our guest bath / laundry room, and it is very, very red. So this is my first little project because it's not gonna take much. I'm gonna be repainting the walls. I got shelves to hang up here. I did get new light, mirror, and toilet paper holder thingy. So yeah, toilet's good, sink's good. I'm not replacing any of that. So I figured this would be a good first project because I'm not doing the tile flooring. I'm just painting the walls, changing out fixtures, and hanging shelves. And I did get a new light for right there as well. So it'll be a relatively quick, but hopefully pack a big punch, kind of a little before and after makeover kind of thing in here. That's what happens when you take away the TV.
Man, well, it's good. They're all playing together now. Or?
Yeah, I haven't told them about that we just haven't put the TV up.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been awesome.
We've been going back and forth about it, and then we're like, man, it's been like 2 weeks with no TV.
They've asked a couple times, and we're like, no, I don't know when we're putting it back up. And we've got a spot for it just in the event, but.
Well, I definitely want Christmas movie some option there, but
yeah.
But in terms of the kids watching TV, like nobody's just laying around watching TV anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. What you doing?
Frozen.
Having a little drink of, what's that?
Frozen.
Frozen, but what are you drinking?
Water.
Water? Remember when you used to call it shui?
Yeah.
What you reading? Baby Shark. Nice. Excellent story. What's it about? Wait, can I guess? Is it about a baby shark?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so smart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. That's about a narwhal, I think. Dude, have you guys heard the... Is it like a conspiracy theory? I read something online the other day that said like that they think like the narwhal is like a conspiracy theory because people from my generation never heard anything about a narwhal growing up. Like if you poll people from my generation, most of them are like, nope, didn't hear anything about narwhals until like, I think they said it was like 2004, 2005 was when all of a sudden narwhals became a thing. And now they're like everywhere, all over kids' stuff, like bedding and stuffed animals and books and things like that. But no one from our generation grew up even really knowing what a narwhal was. So anyways, I just thought it was funny. Obviously, I don't think that narwhals are part of some massive conspiracy. I just thought that was funny. Yeah, so Darby's been living with my little sister for a few months now, and she's really happy, and my sister really loves her, and she was just posting some pictures of her the other day. And I miss her, you know, that cat was such a sweet cat. She was such a gentle-natured cat. She has like the biggest eyes. I always thought she looked like a little bit like the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. But she's the sweetest kitty, but she's happy now, and I just think that, you know, it's kind of one of those things where CR has had a mild allergy to cats most of his life, but it never bothered him for us to have cats. So when Kennedy first started showing signs of having an allergy to them, I thought it would be like CR, where as long as it's not like all up in his face all the time, then he's okay. But with Kennedy, it just seemed to get worse and worse. Every year it was just starting to really affect her. So unfortunately, cats are just not an animal that we can have in our house as an indoor animal. Now obviously we could have thought about the option of bringing her here and letting her be an outside cat, but my problem with that is that she's never been an outside cat before, and she's never shown any interest in being an outside cat. She's not really like the hunting type, and without like even a true barn here set up yet for her to live in, I just didn't think she would be happy like that. I figured if we stuck her outside, I feel like she would just be constantly being like, wait, let me back in with you guys. Like, I don't want to be out here with like predators and things like that. So I just didn't feel like putting her in as an outside like barn cat was the best option for her. Cats like Evan, who love to hunt, and he really wanted to be outside. We couldn't keep him inside. Those kind of cats I think do great in that sort of transition, but with Darby it just really didn't fit who she is and what I think would make her happiest as well. So, you know, obviously there's two things to consider: what's best for your family and what's best for the animal, and I feel like we were lucky enough to be able to sort of make both of those things happen at the same time. So Darby is happy. She's living with my little sister. So yeah, we don't have any more cats anymore. I feel like we never talked about it last year because sometimes it's hard to process things in real time online, and then I didn't really want to talk about it later. I just didn't. But Bowsy, my black and white cat Bowsy, passed away last year in the fall, and I was really heartbroken about that, and I think that's probably why I didn't really talk about it, is I just never felt like ready to talk about it. I was really devastated. Y'all know I loved that cat so much. So he had like the little notch missing out of his ear, and he had like a little bit, one of his eyes, he was like a little cross-eyed. He was just, I don't know, I loved that cat so much, Cat Bowsy. I just loved him so much. So it was really sad last year when he passed away. So it's just, you know, we used to have 3 cats, and Evan made himself a new family. Bowsy passed away, and like I said, with Kennedy's allergies just seeming to get worse and worse, I felt like it was the best thing for Darby to go to a home where she had another kitty to play with and could be sitting and snuggling her. Y'all would see her in the videos like just follow me around everywhere. She was just desperate for somebody to just like sit and hold me. And I don't do a lot of sitting. So she's happy, and we're happy that she's happy, and Savannah really loves her, and so all is well there. We also just had a pest control guy come by. He just left a few minutes ago. So he went around the house and sprayed, and not sprayed, but like dusted this stuff for palmetto bugs. So those, they look, I always call them cockroaches. They're not actually cockroaches, they're palmetto bugs. And back in our other house, we used to have those, as well as Japanese water beetles. So they come in especially when it rains. And so with that big rain that we had and stuff, we've been seeing a few of them. And the house sat vacant for a little while as well. So we had the house sprayed for those palmetto bugs, and hopefully we'll get rid of those because they are real creepy. It is kind of cute though, because Jonah calls them quickets. It's a quicket. So he'll come downstairs and say, Mom, there's a cricket in my room. Mom, there's a cricket. There's a cricket. And I'm like, it's not. If he says cricket, don't think it's a cricket. It's never a cricket. It's always a palmetto bug or a water beetle or something like that. So we just had him spray for those. And then we are also having them come out and treat the ant hills. So we have a lot of red fire ant hills around the property. And the thing with those is you can't just treat the few that are by the house because they just move. So I also have been really concerned about having anything chemical like sprayed where the kids are going to be out here playing, or animals, as well as some of you guys had warned me about the mosquito spraying, telling me that if I did that it might affect the pollinators, which would affect gardens and all of that kind of stuff in the coming years. So we're going to hold off on the mosquito treatment because the weather is changing, as you can see. So we're holding off on the mosquito treatment. I'm going to look for something a little bit more natural. We're talking about putting in bat boxes. That was something that a few of you guys suggested, was bat boxes. And we used to have bats. I don't know if we ever talked about this. There used to be bats in our old neighborhood, our previous neighborhood. A lot of those big trees that ran right up and down the main roads. Like if you would walk at dusk, you'd think, your first instinct would be like, oh, that's a bird. But if you looked closer, it wasn't. It was bats. So we had bats by our old house. But I just need to find good spots on the property to put bat boxes. So I think that's what we're going to do for the mosquitoes. And then we are going to have someone come out and treat for the fire ants, because what they do is they do a bait. So they put a thing on it. There's a bait to get to the queen. And they treat every single, they literally go row by row through our pastures and everything and treat all of those. So yeah, hopefully that will help take care of the, something flew in my eye. The red ants and all the ant hills that are all over the property. Yeah, I'm still on the hunt for the correct tool to get all this trees and stuff back from the fencing. I'm trying to find sort of like a weed eater or weed whacker, but it has a blade instead of strings. And they don't seem to have them in store anywhere. It seems as though I'm going to have to go online and order something online, but I've got to get all this stuff trimmed back from the fence line so we can finish securing this area before the critters that are going to need this area will be here at the end of the month. So I've got to get all this done. We've still got the barn here. This is the llama barn, and then I'm having another smaller, more like a building. It's got doors and windows and all that. That's going to go right here, and that is for the other critters that need to be locked up inside. So llamas are guardian animals, so they will be out all night, and they actually don't like to be locked up. So we don't want to put them anywhere where they can't get out for right now, but this gate will stay closed, and this area is going to get fenced in, so this will be the barnyard. And so they'll have freedom up here in the evenings, at night, overnight, and then we'll let them down into the pasture during the day. But especially in the beginning, I just want to keep an eye on everybody. So this, we're going to put another barn structure here that's very much the size, except it has doors and some windows, and it's got like a hay loft and stuff, so it'll be perfect for the critters that need to be locked up. Just so while we get a feel for everything. You know, I might be able to eventually let them stay out a little bit more just in the barnyard, but I want the llamas to get used to their job of being guardians and all of that. So we're getting all that set up, and then my parents, I think, are going to start bringing horses down in the next couple of weeks. We just have to make sure that these pastures are ready to go. So we've got one large pasture here that's going to be the mare pasture, and then up here, this big one that runs the top all the way down here. This is the big one, runs all the way that way. That's going to be for the geldings. My parents have one of their horses that the other geldings tend to bully, so we might be sectioning that off so that Jackson can be in a separate pasture with another buddy. They have another horse that is nice to him, but some of their, you guys, if you know anything about horses and how they are with their herds and stuff like that, they can be kind of nasty and mean to each other. So they all are just kind of mean to poor little Jackson. So we want to put him, and I think Cooper is the horse that he gets along with best. So you guys will get to know all of them, and I'm sure you will all know them better than I do at some point. But Cooper and Jackson, I think we're going to see if we can section it off and put Cooper and Jackson down here, and the other three geldings at this top pasture. And then the mares will be out here, which I'm super excited about, because Denali, my mom's horse, that is like my favorite horse, she's a mare. So she'll be in the mare pasture, so I'll be able to see her right out my front door all the time. So yeah, that is the update here. Now I'll take you inside and give you the animal update inside on the newest animals to join our little farm here. I'm wondering if you guys can guess what they are. I don't think you can. Some of you guys were right about the bunnies. These, I don't know that you would guess. Mostly because I would never have guessed that I would have said yes to these particular animals. So let us go inside and meet them. What? Are you gonna give us the introductions?
Okay, sure.
Okay, wait. Why don't you tell everybody how long you've been begging me for one of these?
6 years.
6 years. And so as soon as you found out we were moving to the farm, you said, it's time.
Yep.
And you did a whole bunch of research. You made me a movie all about caring for them. And then I somehow ended up deciding that we should have 2. Because what did we learn very, very quickly?
We got a Noah's Ark kit.
Well, we got a Noah's Ark kit. That's right. 2 by 2. They came 2 by 2. That is our philosophy. The animals seem to be happier 2 by 2, which in turn makes us happier as well. So, would you like to introduce them to us?
Sure.
Okay.
Ready?
We're ready. What do we have here?
This is Eliza.
Eliza what?
Eliza Hamilton.
Eliza Hamilton. Eliza girl. And who's this?
This is Peggy Schuyler.
Peggy Schuyler and Eliza Hamilton. Say hello, ladies. You guys are, they have been sleeping so much. I can't believe they're up playing right now. They seem to like that ball. Always have treats inside of it. Look at those little tails. They are very much like dogs, honestly.
And cats are in between. They're in between because they sleep a lot like cats, but when they're up playing, they're like dogs.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to litter box train them?
Like 2 days, 3 days.
2, 3 days?
They're easier than other dogs because they're
Yeah.
very smart. So they pick up on things quickly.
So they use a litter box, Miss Peggy.
Sometimes then again we will have accidents. Just
Oh, of
because
course.
they
They're
can't
just,
hold
yeah, they're babies, right? So they do have accidents. But especially if you pay attention to cues and put them by their litter box after you've fed them and all that kind of stuff, then they will use their litter box. And so that has been nice that they are pretty easy to potty train. What is that fluff ball? Is that your old stuffed animal? Lizy. Eliza is very snuggly. I'm really excited that I can start sharing pictures and videos of them because they are hilarious. You say hi.
And they just had a bath, so they're all clean and ready.
Yes. Okay, Miss Peggy's eyelashes. You guys have to see Miss Peggy's eyelashes. Miss Peggy is a little, she's more shy than Eliza. Eliza's, and by the way, Shelby is their mom. So the rest of us can lick dirt for all they care. They'll tolerate us petting them and stuff, but they want to sleep, snuggle, all of that with Shelby. She is their mama, and that's what they think. But I wish you could see Peggy's, it's gonna be so hard with this camera. Okay, there you go, you can kind of see from this angle. Do you guys see those eyebrows and eyelashes? This pig has the longest eyelashes ever. So these are, I mean, you know, miniature pig is not even necessarily a breed. They're like Juliana's. Yeah. We think probably like
she looks a lot like a
Potbelly mixed with Juliana. We've seen the parents and everything, so they are supposed to be, you know, somewhere between 40 and 50 pounds at full grown. So some people do have them live in their houses forever, and they keep them inside like dogs. And you know, you can absolutely do that if you want to, but we will be, not right now, but they came from an outside environment, so being inside is actually new to them. But they are going to stay inside for a little while, and once we have everything secured and they're a little bit bigger and stronger, and I mean, they're pretty dang strong right now, I gotta be honest with you, but once they're a little bit bigger and older, then they will move out to the barnyard. So there will be other critters out there with them as well. But pigs, just like many other animals, prefer to be with other pigs. So even though we'll eventually have llamas and goats and stuff out there, we didn't want anybody to be lonely. So we have just discovered, like you've seen with the rabbits and with llamas and everything, they're all just sort of joining our farm, Noah's Ark style, 2 by 2. That seems to be what makes them the happiest. Rooting. So this is a rooting mat. Look at Eliza.
Eliza especially. Like
She says, "Oh, those are ugly socks."
She also knows now where I get the food from. When I go over there to that cabinet and I open it up, she'll stand by there and start getting excited on the bed.
Yeah, she knows it. They're really smart. Shelby kept telling me that they were smart, and it's not that I didn't believe her. It's just kind of one of those things you kind of have to see it for yourself. But they really are very, very intelligent and can be trained and all of that. Like I said, I've been watch her so she doesn't back off the bed. I've been super impressed by how quickly they've learned to use the litter box. And I've been spoiling them. I bought this little lamb chops. I love lamb chops. I am a child of lamb chops. But then they have this little rooting mat, so Shelby will hide little treaties down in here for them, and they love to root around and find it. So when they get access to the outside and can really dig around and have some fun, I think they'll be even more happy. And they're hilarious. They are afraid of the bunnies. The bunnies will hop over.
Eliza likes the bunnies, but it's Peggy. Peggy's like shy of everything, kind of.
Yeah, their little tails are just a-going. But initially, Eliza was a little nervous about the bunnies. Yeah, we've had them for about a week now, and
Peggy really kind of stayed the same.
Peggy's, yeah, she's shorter but fatter, and Eliza is longer and skinnier, but she's gotten bigger, man. I'll insert some pictures and show you guys what they looked like when we first got them, even just a week ago. They've grown so much. So I'm trying to get the logo done so I can send you guys to like our farm page on Instagram and Facebook, because then we'll post a bunch more videos and pictures of the critters on our farm page. They're having fun right now. I'll come back up and get them when they're sleepy, because they are real cute when they're sleepy and snuggling.
Peggy and Eliza just like were cuddling on me earlier. We were sleeping. They don't eat my
Peggy says, make room for me.
Peggy doesn't.
Does she not make room for you, Pegs? Does she not make room for you, Pegs? Is she a hog? Ha, literally. Look at her. She's like, oh, that's right. That's the spot. Scritchity scratch it.
Come here, Peggy.
Peggy says, wait for me.
Eliza, nice. Be nice.
Eliza, don't be a bully. Is she being a bully to you, Peggy? Is she being a bully to you? Or are you going to come see me? I know you want to. I know you want to come see me, this Peggy Pegs.
She'll snuggle, Mom, but sometimes like when they're in bed.
Yeah. Thanks for the booty shot, Pegs.
She said, look at my cute butt.
Oh, are you going to fight for your spot? You run her off?
She only wants to lay there when Eliza lays there. That's the thing. She's like, Eliza and Peggy, like, Eliza's the older sister and Peggy's the younger sister, or just at least that's what their relationship looks like. And Peggy only wants to lay down when Eliza's laying down. Hey, pretty girl.
Wisey. Peggy, are you jealous? Okay, I will snuggle you, Pegs. You want to snuggle me?
She likes to sit where my head is. She likes to like lay right here on my shoulder. Ow! Ow! Don't root right now. Humans are not for rooting. Don't stand on my neck.
We really need to get you a different colored blanket. This pink one hurts my eyes. Force love upon Peggy.
It's socializing.
Yes, socializing Miss Peggy. Yeah, Miss Peggy Poo.
It's hard to break
Listen. Her. You okay, Peggy Poo? You're okay, Peggy Poo.
Peggy Sue?
Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue. That's okay, Peggy Sue. She says, give me back to my sister.
No! Ow. Peggy knows the tactics. She knows to get underneath the other tree. No! Eliza will tackle. Be nice.